is Diane from Style Falcon Sewing Patterns, and welcome to my sewing studio. Each week I'd like to give people just a little update on what's been going on in Style Falcon. Style Falcon is a sewing pattern brand that's made especially for mature figures. So if you're over 50, if you've given birth, breastfed, gone through menopause, or even just had some changes to your body that doesn't work so great for that typical hourglass figure that almost everything in fashion is designed for, then Style Falcon might be the sewing pattern company for you. Thanks so much for joining. Today I'm going to give you a big news, a big update, and give you an idea of some things that are going on and that are going to be going on in the next couple weeks. And then there'll be a sewing tutorial, continuing with some of the things for the Daring Duster that is the latest sewing pattern that was just released a couple weeks ago. But to start with, the big news is that I have retired from essentially my day job. If you didn't know me, in addition to doing Style Falcon patterns, I had a regular 9-to-5 job, but it was more than 9 to 5. It was a very demanding job, and I really enjoyed it. It was a really great opportunity, but it came to an end, and I was really excited about the next chapter in my life and in the ability to do more with Style Falcon. I started this company 4 years ago, and I've released 9 patterns and done events, done tutorials, and done all kinds of other things. But it's always been something I've done in my spare time, on my vacation time, on the weekends, and that kind of thing. So I'm just delighted that I now am going to be devoting myself full time to this. So just quickly, a few things you can expect from me and from Style Falcon in the future. The first is I'm going to try to get more patterns out there. That's kind of the number one goal for working on this full time. I've been able to do 1 or 2 patterns a year since I launched 4 years ago, but I would like to be able to do more and to do them consistently, have them come out, spring and fall, and then either a winter or summer pattern also in the future. So we're definitely going to have a fall pattern, and I can give you a little sneak peek. I showed a little bit of this last week, but I'll show you a little more now. It's a dress. Let me angle this down a little so you can see it a little better. It's a dress that you can do a combination of knit and woven fabric, or just all knit fabric if you want. It has a couple of different neckline options, and it has this bubble hem with an inset on the sides and a little cuff here along your mid section to allow for like a clean sew through here, and also just to accommodate a belly if you have a belly like I do and like a lot of people do, especially as you get older. I'm really excited about this dress, and I am really eager to get it out to you. It'll be coming out in the fall. The graphic designer is working on the instructions at the moment. The next thing I'm really excited about being able to do more of in the future is to do more tutorials here on YouTube, and also more sew-alongs. Those of you who have participated in a sew-along in the past and know that it's an opportunity to get some extra help or just camaraderie with other sewists, other people who are have the same type of interest that you do. And it's a fun event. It's free, and I kind of organize a couple of those a year, but I'm hoping I'll be able to do more in the future. One of the requests was to do a sew-along for the 2-hour dress and the 2-hour top, which I happen to be wearing the top today, and also for the Sublime Shell, which is another really popular pattern. Here's what that one looks like. So I'm looking forward to doing those videos, getting them up there, and then doing some sew-alongs later this year. As always, go to stylefalcon.net and sign up to be a member of the Style Falcon flock. You'll get an invitation to those events. The next thing that I'm excited about doing for Style Falcon is revamping the Style Falcon website. I built that website myself on the Shopify platform back when I launched 4 years ago. It's done really well. It's gotten me to this point, but I do think it could be a lot more sophisticated. One of the things that a lot of people are interested in doing is being able to bundle a pattern and then some of the notions or other bits and pieces that you need to make your garment, zippers, elastic, interfacing, that kind of thing. So when I revamp the website, I'll be able to do that more easily. And also, I want to work with a professional photographer to have studio photos of all the patterns on some models, different shapes and sizes of models. I've been able to get as far as I have with just myself modeling and using a lot of the really wonderful photos that the pattern testers and some of the Style Falcon customers have shared with me. And it's really awesome, and I'm not going to stop doing that. I think it's really important for people to be able to see any kind of a garment on lots of different types of people. But it also, I think, will be useful to have some professional studio photos done as an additional element, so you can see all the different elements of a pattern really clearly. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be more of a long-term thing, but it is going to happen. And then the final thing that I'm excited about doing for everybody is being able to give back more to the sewing community. Again, my time has been limited in the past, and so I have done a little volunteering and some sponsorships and things like that. Notably, as you know, if you've been following, I sponsor a lot of Frock Tales events around the world. If you don't know what Frock Tales is, it's a get-together of sewing enthusiasts who like to make their own clothing. And people will get together, and usually it's some kind of an evening event, and wear something they've made, whether it's made specially for the event or it's just something they made in the past that they want to wear. And there's usually music, dancing, food. It's a really wonderful event. I was delighted to go to the Scottish Frock Tales event a few years ago. I have been sponsoring that every year in addition to a few other events. But it's hard for me to go to them, and it's hard for me to sponsor more of them. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And also I'm looking forward to volunteering some more with the American Sewing Guild. I'm in Connecticut, and my local chapter is very active, has a lot of things going on all the time. They do some sewing projects to support Habitat for Humanity here in Connecticut. And we're looking to do some education in some libraries. A lot of the libraries in Connecticut have some kind of a maker space or even a library of things where you can check out a sewing machine or a serger just like how you check out a book, which I think is a really cool thing. So ASG, we're working on that. I'm really excited to be able to put more effort and time toward that kind of thing in the future. Now let's talk about our little sewing tutorial for the week. This is again going to use the Daring Duster, the latest pattern that was released a few weeks ago. What I'm going to show you today is how to get a really nice finish on a side seam pocket. I'll take you over to this sample here and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I've got my Daring Duster on. This is the jacket version with the collar and the long sleeves, and the sleeves have a vented cuff like this that you can turn back if you want. I used a contrasting fabric just to make it pop. There's also a long vest, straight cut vest version. And then there's a couple pocket options. There's a basic patch pocket, which is really useful mostly for the vest version. And then there's the side seam pocket like this, which you're not familiar with the side seam pocket, but have you ever sewn one and the pocket, the inside of the pocket bag kind of peeks out a little bit? There's a very simple step, the extra step you can take when you're sewing a side seam pocket like this, so that the pocket bag will stay nicely tucked in. Let's go over to that video. This is the pocket little tutorial about the inseam pocket. I'm going to show you how to put it on. There's a little process that's a little different from other things you might have seen, and it's done this way to make sure that the pocket stays securely tucked inside the side seams. So I've got my pocket piece here. I've got everything else marked. Let's go over to the cutting table. Here are our pattern pieces. This is for the inseam pocket, and here's the back. The fronts have the same thing. They have these stop sign shaped match points like that. So, and just, you're going to go right sides together. I have the front and back, the first pair here, and you're just going to sew with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, or about 1/2 centimeter, the whole way along. Just sew that whole pocket bag down to the front and the back along here. And then when we go to sew the side seams, at that point, we're going to use the regular 5/8 of an inch or 1.5 centimeter seam allowance to go along, and then go all the way around both pocket bags and sew them together, and then go back. And what'll happen when you do that is the pocket bag will stay tucked inside a little better. If you just sew the entire thing with that 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, your pocket bag is going to show a little bit from the outside, which you don't want. So now I'm going to just sew these on, and then I will show you how to just sew the entire side seam and go around the pocket bag. Okay, here are our pocket bags sewn onto 1/2 of our front and back, and then I've just pressed it. You can see just with the seam allowance going toward the pocket bag, so it'll just be flat. I'm going to pin this on here, and then just take it back over to the machine and just sew with the 5/8 of an inch seam allowance all along here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to sew again with a regular 5/8 or 1.5 centimeter seam allowance down the side seam till we get to this point. We're going to stop and knot it off. Then we're going to skip the pocket area for now, go to this point, and sew the rest of it. Then we'll go back and we'll go around the bag. And somehow my machine came unthreaded, so hold on a sec. Okay. Be sure again that for the side seams that your bust darts are pressed down. And we're just going to go past the pocket a little bit here. And we're just going to stop at the dot. Okay, and then I'm just going to again start at the dot here. Again, it's still 5/8 of an inch, and we're just going to go down. And you're going to sew till you get to the side slit here. And then I would just knot it off there. You've got it marked. Then we're going to go on to do around the pocket bag itself. As you can start off of, you're going to do 5/8 of an inch, and you're just going to start, here's the 5/8 mark, and there's where it intersects with the side seam that we just sewed. Just going to go around here, and you're sewing these two pocket bags together. And then when we get to this point, you can either curve it up so that it hits this dot, or you can just continue down. I'll just curve it up. You could mark this with chalk or something if you wanted to. I just kind of freehand it. Okay, and what you'll get is a pocket that will not show from the right side. Let me just take it out. And you see how the pocket bag is going to stay nice and neatly tucked down in there, and is not going to peek out. So at this point, just you give that a good press, and then we will be ready to go on. Well, that's everything for this week. Please like and subscribe to Style Falcon here on YouTube to get updates every week from me on whatever's going on in the studio, and other tutorials and special features. And please go to stylefalcon.net to check out the Daring Duster, the 2-hour top, to our dress and all the other Style Falcon patterns that are available. Or drop me a line anytime. Leave a comment here or email me at hello@stylefalcon.net. Thanks so much for watching. This is Diane from Style Falcon. Bye-bye.